So if you've seen previous videos of mine, you know that I'm trying to unlock the Evo lab from Koros. This should be my last running of flats that's required. It's a quarter-mile trail track of sorts that's close by, so that's why we're doing it. Okay. I'm gonna talk a little bit while I'm walking. I'm basically jogging for a tenth of a mile, walking for a tenth of a mile, for a variety of pace and heart rate to finish off the last, whatever, 40 minutes to an hour of the Evo Lab. In the last video, or the last episode I should say, because there will be a spin-off between that episode and this one. In episode 5, I talked about how I'm adjusting my outlook on training because it's possible that I have taken on the 50K before I'm ready. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. I'm just going to talk about some more of the training adjustments. So, last week was supposed to be a long run of 18 miles, and it was just going to be dangerous hot, like 105 heat index, and I was feeling grossly under-recovered because, as I've said before, this is the most miles per week that I've ever run in my whole life. So it became obvious to me that I needed to take a few days off to recuperate. So I didn't do the long run. Basically just took like 4 days off. Just ate some good food. Did a lot of strength and mobility and stretching and foam rolling, things like that to help the recovery process along, and started back to running yesterday, feeling a lot better. So thinking I needed a bit of a taper week, even though there was no impending race. So that was the adjustment to the training. So back on track now, and the long run on Saturday is 20 miles, so we'll shoot for the 18 from last week, but if we can do the 20, we'll do the 20. We're gonna go out to the Rocks and Roots Trail, which I've talked about before. This is where the Firesquatch 50K is. So 10K loops until you finish. The 50K is the way the race is run, so we're just gonna run accordingly on our training run. So we're going to do south, north, south, just because that's the way they ran the Hoot Half and the Hoot 10K that just happened about a month ago. So that's the plan for the long run. I think we're both feeling, my wife and I, she's training alongside me. She'll start being in videos more often. And we're feeling more ready to tackle that long run with it being about 20 degrees cooler. So super optimistic about the weekend. On the schedule before the Firesquatch 50K though is the Mohican Half Marathon in October down at Mohican State Park, which is where I crewed my brother-in-law for the first time on his 100 over the summer, and I ran about 8 miles I think within there. I'm super excited to get back to those trails. They might be my favorite running trails. They also do a marathon, but we're doing the half marathon. So my little wife Laura and my brother-in-law Justin, the three of us are doing the half marathon. Another reason I'm excited for this race, the Mohican half that is, besides the fact that it's just Mohican and I'm always excited to run. And after the Hoot half, or Hoot 10K, I know that I like racing now, which I was unsure of in the beginning. But the other reason is that it's a little bit north of the sections, the course is a little bit north of the sections that I ran when I paced my brother-in-law. So I'm excited to do some trails that I've not been on down there. I'm sorry, up there. It's actually northeast of here. So, nice to have something not quite so far away and not quite so difficult to look forward to. So we'll be talking more about the Mohican race in the coming weeks, for sure. So let's talk goals for Mohican. First of all, time. My previous half marathon PR is 3 hours, 9 minutes, 33 seconds. So obviously my goal is to go sub 3 hours at the Mohican half. And I think that's pretty doable, because that PR is from back in May. And I had only been running for like a month or so by the time I did that. So, and I haven't gone out and really tried to PR that distance since that, because I kind of wanted to do it in this race. So that's the goal. Sub 3 hours. I think it's entirely doable. And if you're a really good runner listening to me talk, you're probably like, holy crap, he can't do that. But yeah, I'm close to 5 months in running in now. Next month I will be. So yeah, that's still fast for me. Some secondary goals. First, to travel lighter. As you can see, I have a vest with bottles and stuff, but I don't really need that except for long runs. And at a race, it has aid stations every couple of miles. I feel like I could probably get away with just a hand bottle. So I'm probably going to try to do something like that. Out of Chestnut Ridge, just to see if it makes much of a difference. If it doesn't affect the pace much, then I'll just opt for keeping the water on me, just to be safe. But I think I won't need it. I guess my last goal would just be to have an overall more consistent pace. I have no problem with walking climbs and things that it's smart for me to walk, but I'm to the point now where I can run most of the rest, and it's just a fine line between too fast and not fast enough. And so, but I'll figure that out on the trail. That's what you do. So I guess those are the 3 goals. Nothing spectacular. I've done a distance before, so it's not about finishing. I want to do well this time. I need to be running more though for this Evo lap, so how about some flow? quick stop in the parking lot. Thank goodness for Porta Johns in my ride. Back into the meat grinder. So, as I said before, my wife is doing the same training plan that I have, which I wrote. And I corresponded with my brother-in-law, who is an ultra runner. He dug the program too. We made some minor tweaks. So Laura and I are both doing it. Anyway, our plan for the Firesquatch is to team up. We do all of our training runs together, long runs. We're pretty much in the same fitness wheelhouse, running wise. So it's not hard for us to stay together. It rarely puts either one of us off pace. So we're gonna tackle it as a duo. I think for the mental support aspect of it more than anything. And I think both of us realize that that will probably be what we need more than physical support. It's just the mental battle that 50K is going to be, and it's going to be rough. I have no delusions about that. So that's basically the number one strategy. A very well stocked drop bag, which you have access to every 10K, and your best friend as a running partner. There's also one more subsidiary plan, and I don't know if we've decided for sure, but on pacing stuff for easy, or pacing stuff for practicing ultra distance endurance races at our current fitness level. Excuse me, Laura and I found that this 1/10 of a mile jog and either a 1/10 of a mile or a 2/10 of a mile fast hike tends to keep us in the ballpark of where we want to be pace-wise. Drop dead pace 19:30. Don't want to be going that slow at all. Would love to do the whole thing 16-minute miles or less. That would be ideal to prevent going all out or putting too much into any given section for a sustained length, and perhaps burning out my legs. We will probably do that more disciplined 10th, 20, 10, 20, 10, 20. And then, like with anything else, we'll adjust accordingly if we need to. So that's pretty much it. Update-wise on the training. It's nice having company finishing up these final miles of flat. I miss all my trails, and I will be avoiding both Busey Road and Pickerington Ponds for a little while. They're great tools, but I've been running nothing but these trails over and over again. So I'm ready for some elevation and a little bit more variety. Just make the best of every situation. That's what we're doing here. And it really is neat to have basically a 1/4 mile trail track, literally a 1/2 mile from my house. So this is going to be a really nice tool to utilize, just not for a while. So just end of the run, cool down. Walking out the last couple minutes. Hopefully, because I'm not back to the car yet, obviously, and I haven't ended the run and uploaded it. Hopefully this unlocked the Evo Lab. And if so, it's back to elevation tomorrow. And back to this training program for real again. So, being adaptive has helped. And the last 2 days have shown to me that I just need to trust my instincts when it comes to my body's recovery. It's more important than what's on the page. I'm sticking to what's on the page, you know, probably 80-85% of the time. And when I can't, it's always for a recovery reason. So that's it.